Welcome to Defense Upcast, your daily deep dive into the defense strategy and geopolitics shaping tomorrow's world. October 28, 2025, a Pakistani military helicopter touches down in Dhaka, Bangladesh. On board, General Zahir Shamshad Mirza, Pakistan's highest-ranking military officer. His mission? To shake hands with the very nation Pakistan once fought a brutal war against. A war that cost millions of lives and tore a country in half. This isn't just a meeting. This is a seismic shift in South Asian power dynamics. And India is watching nervously. What you're about to witness is the story of how two former countries became potential allies, and why this handshake in Dhaka might reshape the entire region. To understand why this matters, we need to go back on December 16, 1971. Pakistani forces surrendered in Dhaka. Bangladesh was born. Pakistan lost more than half its population. 93,000 Pakistani soldiers became prisoners of war, the largest military surrender since World War II. For decades after, these two nations didn't speak. The wounds were too deep. Bangladesh aligned with India. Pakistan focused on its western border with Afghanistan. It seemed impossible that these two would ever reconcile, until now. Fast forward to August 2024. Bangladesh erupts. Students flood the streets of Dhaka, not just protesting, but demanding revolution. They're angry about job quotas, corruption, and 15 years of increasingly autocratic rule under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The government responds with live ammunition. Over 1,400 people are killed in just weeks. But the students don't back down. On August 5, 2024, Sheikh Hasina flees to India in a military helicopter as protesters storm her residence. Her government collapses. An interim administration takes over, led by Nobel Peace Laureate Muhammad Yunus. And suddenly, the geopolitical chessboard shifts. Here's what you need to understand. Sheikh Hasina was pro-India, very pro-India. Under her rule, Bangladesh kept Pakistan at arm's length. But with Hasina gone, that equation changed overnight. Pakistan saw an opening. Bangladesh saw an opportunity. Cut to October 2025. General Zahir Shamshad Mirza arrives in Dhaka, the first high-level Pakistani military visit in decades. He meets Bangladesh Army Chief General Wakar-uz-Zaman. They meet the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Air Staff, Bangladesh's Chief Advisor, Muhammad Yunus. This isn't ceremonial. This is strategic. What did they discuss? Everything. Joint military exercises, training programs, counter-terrorism cooperation, defense technology transfers. And here's the kicker. Both sides agreed to combat disinformation campaigns, recognizing that modern warfare isn't just about tanks and jets. It's about narratives, fake news, and cyber operations. Bangladesh is shopping for military hardware. They're looking at Pakistan's Al-Khalid tanks, combat-tested in the 2025 clashes with India. They want Shahpar drones for surveillance. They're interested in Pakistan's air defense systems that reportedly shot down over 100 Indian drones earlier this year. Pakistan, in turn, gets a strategic partner in a region where it's often isolated. They get access to the Bay of Bengal. They get a counterweight to India. Let's talk about what this really means. First, India. New Delhi is watching this with serious concern. For decades, India has been the dominant power in South Asia. It's been Bangladesh's primary security guarantor and economic partner. Now, suddenly, Bangladesh is diversifying. Pakistan, India's primary rival, is stepping into Dhaka. This is a nightmare scenario for Indian strategists. Second, this isn't happening in a vacuum. Look at the broader picture. Pakistan already has close ties with China. China is building infrastructure in Bangladesh. Now Pakistan and Bangladesh are cooperating militarily. What you're seeing is the formation of an alternative power bloc in South Asia, one that doesn't revolve around New Delhi. Third, Pakistan's defense industry gets a massive boost. After showcasing their capabilities in the May 2025 border clashes with India, where Pakistani air defenses and fighter jets performed beyond expectations, countries are taking notice. Bangladesh could become Pakistan's first major South Asian customer. That validates Pakistan's defense sector on the global stage. But here's what's truly 21st century about this deal. Both countries agreed to jointly combat disinformation campaigns. This isn't your grandfather's military alliance. This is about hybrid warfare, deepfakes, social media manipulation, AI-generated propaganda. Both Pakistan and Bangladesh have been targeted by sophisticated information operations. Now they're pooling resources to fight back. Of course, this isn't without risks. Bangladesh's political situation remains fragile. The interim government is temporary. Two nations born from violence, separated by genocide, are choosing pragmatism over historical grievance. They're saying, the past matters, but the future matters more. That's not just defense cooperation. That's a paradigm shift. So here's the bottom line. What happened in Dhaka in October 2025 wasn't just a military meeting. It was a signal. A signal that South Asia's power structure is no longer set in stone. A signal that historical enemies can become strategic partners when interests align. A signal that the region India has dominated for 5 decades is becoming more competitive. This is about more than tanks and drones. It's about a new generation in Bangladesh, the Gen Z protesters who overthrew Hasina, demanding their country chart its own course. It's about Pakistan seeking relevance beyond its border with India. It's about China's growing influence. It's about how a student revolution in Dhaka can ripple across an entire region. Will this defense cooperation deepen into a full alliance? Will joint exercises actually happen? Will Bangladesh buy Pakistani weapons? We don't know yet. What we do know is this. In the span of 18 months, Bangladesh went from being firmly in India's orbit to exploring partnerships with Pakistan. That's not just news. That's history being written in real time. 54 years after the bloodiest war in South Asian history, a Pakistani general and a Bangladeshi general shook hands in Dhaka and called each other partners. If that doesn't make you realize how fast the world is changing, nothing will.